2021. I really appreciate y'all joining me today. Man, it was flooding here. We had some bad flooding here in San Carlos City. I was fortunate that I wasn't affected, but so many people were affected. Man, it was a red alert last night. A lot of people had to be evacuated from their homes. So you'll probably be seeing that on the Filipino news. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I want to give a shout out. I got a comment from a guy. He said he was an American in China. He said, so you have a viewer in China, Sweden. I said, oh, mine yesterday. The guy, I guess he didn't hear me. Among other things, good morning to my subscribers in the Philippines. Good evening to my subscribers in America and Denmark, England, Australia, New Zealand, just all over, Bahrain. Really appreciate you stopping by. Every week I have this live. I just do it once a week because I have a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new viewers. And I just want to give them a chance to get to know me. I'm just a regular guy, just a regular Joe living in the Philippines. Shout out to the Bronx. Hey, shout out from Chicago. I got a good friend, Sal from Chicago. What's going on, Daryl? Yeah, I'm just a regular not a Filipino, just a regular Joe, living in the Philippines. And I think a lot of people, hey, comrade, David, checking in from Augusta, Georgia. I guess they can relate to me because, they see me doing it. And what's going on, Don Ridgeway? That's my homeboy from Louisville. And they see me doing it. And they want to do it. So I guess they kind of vicariously live there. They dream of living in the Philippines through me for right now. Because it's going to be a few more months before y'all can get over here. Let me answer this question. He says, I'm still new at this, guy. So he says, Calvin, if a person wanted to move to the Philippines and get the most modern apartment with everything, how much would they pay a month? That's his question. Well, the answer to that is real simple. It just depends on where you live. I've got go on my YouTube channel and look at my $170 a month house that I'm renting right now. Hey, Ingram Davis, thank you. And I pay $170 for it. It's modern. It's got everything that you would have in the United States. And I pay $170. I pay about, since I bought my air conditioner, about another $40 for my electric. Hey, thanks, David, for that super chat. I appreciate it. Then about another $4 or $5 for my water. But this is San Carlos City, Negros Occidental, in the Visayas region. If you move up Metro Manila, it may be different. Cebu, Davao. It just depends on where you live. But for $200, you should be able to get a nice modern place here in the Philippines. It's really that simple. But it just depends on where you live. That's why people, hey, Gurdine, thanks for that super chat. I always, man, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, man. I hate that. Shout out to Fort Lauderdale. But that's why that argument has always been around that can I live on $1,000 in the Philippines? It's a legendary argument. It's going to be around forever. It's because it just depends on where you live and how you live. I don't smoke or drink, and I don't skirt chase. So that's why my bills are so low. And then, of course, during the pandemic, hey, Larry June, salute to you, brother. Shout out to Rhode Island. I'm saving money during the pandemic, because I can't go anywhere like I normally do. Normally, we'll go to somewhere like Malbwall, Siquijor. We'll go a lot of places. Okay, Gerald Yates asked me how difficult is it to get into the Philippines right now. Well, it's impossible. And especially with this new variant of the COVID. They've extended. They've got a long list of countries that you can't get into right now. So yes, it's almost impossible. Daryl wants to know what I think about schools over here. Well, I can only speak from my experience, which would be elementary schools. They're absolutely wonderful here in the Philippines. My son was struggling in America. Moving from the Philippines to America, he was struggling. Even though he's an American citizen, they're just too serious. He was in the kindergarten, and I was having discussions with his teacher, counselor, and principal in the kindergarten rather. I brought him over here. He shot to the top of the class, man. They're so much more patient over here, so much more fun. It reminds me of when I was going to school back in the 60s when I was in kindergarten. But it's not, in America, it's just too, they're just too serious, man. And all they're worried about is the test scores and all that. But yeah, remember now, in the Philippines, they supply the world with nurses. So, and it's people from all over the world come here and go to college in the Philippines. That's one thing you're going to see when you get here. You'll see a lot of Africans, Europeans, India, they go to school here. Hey, Edison from New Zealand, do you send them private? Yeah, my son goes to a private school because, this is the Philippines, so if you go to a public school, you're allowed to have 60 kids in one class or more, Hey, Carlos, shout out to Utah. And I kind of figured my viewership would be down today because I forgot the NFL playoffs is on. I don't get it over here. I wish I did because I like the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he played at my home school, Louisville, and he's really one of my favorite players. And yeah, I know you guys are watching that, probably pouring down a few beers and everything. Hey, Victor, Abu Dhabi in the house. Yeah, I've got a nephew. He's working over in he's working over in Iraq right now. He flies into Abu Dhabi. Hey, shout out to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I was on the opposite coast when I took my children to see the ocean for the first time. I took them to Fort Myers, Florida, Fort Myers Beach, Florida. And stay frosty, what's going on? But I think Fort Lauderdale was on the Atlantic side, I'm almost sure. And then, hey, Gunny John, what's going on, brother? I salute you, man. Yeah, it's on the Gulf of Mexico side. But I love Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I mean, we really had a good time. And remember, I got a video on the dangers of the Philippines. And I talk about the box jellyfish and how here there's no warning signs. There's nothing to warn you whether or not, jellyfish are in the waters. But in Fort Myers Beach, they have big signs all up and down the beach warning you of different dangers, and one of them is the jellyfish, and they'll tell you what months that they're prevalent there, and they need that here. They really need it here. So when you come to the beach here, make sure that you bring just some regular vinegar, food grade vinegar. That'll help. Hey, Salvador, good morning. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I was asked about, was the terminal fee when you're leaving the Philippines. But they also have a domestic terminal fee too. It's usually somewhere around 200 pesos. If I fly from, but now they're putting it in the price of the ticket, okay, especially on international flights. See, when I started coming here in 2009, when I went back home, I had to pay a $750 peso terminal fee in cash to leave. And one time I forgot and I had to run back, go to the ATM. But now they include that in your ticket if you fly out of Expat Alley. Now, if you fly out of Clark and I think Puerto Princesa, you still have to pay that cash. So if you're flying out of that on the international flight, make sure that you have that $550 or $750 cash. They won't let you get Well, they didn't remove it, Daryl. It's in your ticket. It's included in your ticket. They didn't remove it. It's in your ticket. It's included in the price of your ticket. Hey, Jacob. Good morning. Also, they wanted to talk about the exit clearance. They really call that the immigration clearance certificate, and that's just something that you need. Usually on a tourist visa, if you're here for 6 months or more. You need that exit clearance just to make sure you don't have any obligations or what do they call it? They called it no pending obligations or derogatory records here. See, and they suggest that you get that at least 72 hours before departure. They got an A and B, and I'm not going to get real technical about it, but I think the B is for somebody like me with a valid ACR card. If I'm going to do my immigration run, I can fill that out. I can actually pay for it at the airport. But the A is what mostly everybody else pays. And, you pay that at the Bureau of Immigrations, and they'll give you a sticker or something on your passport. So when you get ready to leave the Philippines, because if you don't, I'm going to tell you, they're not going to let you leave until you get it. So that's very important. Hey, Tariq, good morning. So that exit clearance. Also, I wanted to touch on something because today, on Sunday, see, what visa are you on? 13A? No, I'm on just a regular tourist visa, and that's enough for me. I can stay here for 3 years consecutively, leave the country for 1 day and come back. That's okay for me. I could get a 13A by virtue of being married to a Filipina, or I could, get that whenever they start back. It's suspended. The special resident retirement visa has suspended right now. But once that starts, they've got like 4 different levels of that you can do. But hey, from Stone Mountain, Georgia, I'm okay with this tourist visa. It suits me good. I don't have a problem. Hold on, guys. I want to cut on my air conditioner. You got kind of stuffy in here. Cut on that air conditioner. I cut it off because of the baby. Let me see. He asked me a question. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Like I said, I'm new here. I'm getting better. He said, can you tell the new man and woman about your charitable acts to motivate people to help themselves by helping somebody else? Yeah. At the same time I created my channel here, I created a Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. And what I do is every week, I decided that I was going to give 1,000 pesos a week out of my savings to help the local people down in Zamboanga. I thought, just the people around me, I put their names in this little spin wheel, and, that way I know the right people will receive the money. But anyway, I decided to do that, and it's blossomed, man, really. It just really blossomed because I come from a family I was taught not to stand around and watch people suffer, and I had extra, during the pandemic. My little $1,400 US dollars a month here is a fortune during the pandemic because a lot of people, man, they've lost their jobs, businesses have closed. So I just decided to do that. And, it's blossomed. And I think, when you come over to the Philippines, so many people are suffering, man. This isn't America. This isn't the West, man. Try to give back in some kind of way. Don't go overboard. Don't get used. Hey, the lone stranger, thank you for that super chat. He says, great content, Calvin. The next charity grocery runs on me. Yeah, we'll be doing that maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. So look for that. I really appreciate it, man. But I would suggest you try to find something to, even if you buy the street kids a hamburger and a Coke, just do something, man. Don't be blind to the suffering here. It just makes your time here a lot better. But that's really all it is, man. I try to keep that as low key as I possibly can. But it's blossomed, like I said, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to give back. It's better to give than receive because I'm in a position to give. See, and when you're receiving, that means hey, something that's not going right. And I've been on both sides. See, so I don't want a pat on the back. I do it because somebody did it for me. But let me address something else real quick. I received an email. Let's see. He says, I will be 60. This is from Soldier of Peace. He said, I will be 62 in 2 years. So now, let's see what he says. He says, so now I'm in dreamland. We've moved to the Philippines then. He said, thank you for your blog. Oh, you're welcome. I really appreciate that. Like I said, a lot of guys, they're vicariously living their dream out through me, and that's okay, because if I can do it, you can do it. But I'm just one of them guys. I'm hard-headed. I wasn't going to fail. That's just the bottom line. My desire to stay here was stronger than my desire to go back home. So I was going to make it work some kind of way. And, like I said, with my, I only earn like $1,300 or $1,400 a month. But over here, that's plenty. But in America, I would have to work, obviously, and, the stress and stuff that goes along with that. I'm an insurance agent. I love my job, but hey, I've been doing it for 18 years. You get tired of it, ripping and running. And a lot of people don't appreciate you until they need your insurance. Hey, San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for checking in. But I want to address a message I received. Hey, Mac, yeah, I can't disclose what he asked me. What companies do I work for? I wouldn't want to disclose that. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Hey, Eric, Terry, sure, we'll talk tonight. Hit me up. Let me know what time, and just hit me on the messenger. I tried to call you yesterday, but it was 12 noon here, so I guess it would have been 10 o'clock p.m. in Miami, where you are. So I guess you were probably getting ready for bed. Shout out to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Let me tell you this story real quick. See, sometimes, when I'm in America, over here I don't suffer from anxiety. But then when I'm in America, for some reason I suffer from anxiety, man. So one of the insurance companies I was working for, they flew me out to Los Angeles, California for some training, 1 week training. Hey, Will Mac, thanks for that super chat. He asked me how far does the 1,000 pesos go in the Philippines. That's about $20 US. It goes a long way because, see, their spending habits are different than ours. See, they're going to buy rice. They'll buy a bag of rice with that. That may last them the whole month. So yeah, it goes a long way. They eat a lot of rice over here. So yeah, it goes a long way. And then, if you go to the regular market, you spend that at the market, you really get, you get fish, chicken, pork, but most of the time when a lot of the winners on my channel, they're mostly single women. They're single mothers. So they usually buy milk and diapers for their kids. If I do the grocery run, I always buy that 5 kilos of rice. That's about 11 pounds of rice. And then eggs, the staples. But yeah, it goes a long way over here. That's a lot of money. You got to realize something. The average salary over here, they say it's 12,500 pesos, but it's really not. The people that you're going to see, they probably are earning anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 pesos a month. So you're talking about 25% of their pay. Somebody's just, giving it to them, that goes a long way. Imagine if you're in America and you're earning, let's say 5,000 a month, and somebody comes up and gives you $1,250. See, yeah, that's a lot of money. So it's the same over here. But back to my anxiety story, they flew me out to LA for 1 week. I was doing fine until it's time for me to go back. Okay. And man, my anxiety kicked in, man. I couldn't sleep that night. I got to thinking about the plane crashing and just all sort of crazy stuff. So when they came to get me, they knocked on the door, to take me to the airport, man. I didn't even answer my door. So what I did, I went down in the lobby, man, and I bought a train ticket. Man, this is crazy. I bought a train ticket from Los Angeles, Amtrak, Los Angeles to Chicago, man. And when I seen that Santa Fe, New Mexico, it made me think about that because it goes right through there. And man, I saw, some of the places, when you remember the Coyote and the Roadrunner, it's places in America that really look like that. I mean, it's beautiful, man. They've got this one part of the coach, it's all glass. It's a glass car. And that's it's a viewing car. You just sit there and you can see 360 degrees around you. And man, you talking about an experience, man. I'm glad. It took me 3 days. My wife was wondering where the hell I was because, I was supposed to have been back that Friday. I didn't get back to home until Monday. But yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Johnny, thanks for checking in. Yeah, Albuquerque. Yeah, I went through Albuquerque, Mark. It was 2 on that trip. But let me address this. I received a message in my Sunshine Shoulders. He's a guy, and I'm not going to break his anonymity, obviously. He's in his 50s, so, I had to keep him anonymous. And his girlfriend, our wife, is in her early 20s. And he said, he opened up the email, was like, Calvin, how stupid was I to think that a 23-year-old woman would want a broken down 50-something-year-old man like me, And he went on and told his story. He said, yeah, she throws me under the bus constantly and blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. At first I was sad, man, but the more I thought about it, the madder I got, And I just told him, I said, look, man, ask her one question. Where would she be without you? Okay? Sometimes you have to remind people of that. It's not being petty. It's just saying, hey, look, I'm bringing something to the table too. With a man and you dealing with women over here. Hey, Kay Dallas, thanks for that super chat. You're the prize, really. I'm going to tell you something. Women like her, like that one. See, I'm not talking about all Filipinos, so don't get me wrong, but Filipinos like her, and she's in her early 20s, this internet-produced Filipinos, they've grown up on the internet and Facebook and Instagram because, the Philippines is the second most Instagrammable country in the world. Now TikTok, they got a different attitude, see, and they come a dime a dozen. And I'm going to do a video on it now. See, hey, thank you, Wells Family Journey, for that super chat. I really, really appreciate it. And here's typically their attitude. I wrote it down. They'll say, oh, I'm so beautiful, and you should be happy that you're with me, and if you don't want me, somebody else will. Okay, this is their attitude, but it's not the typical attitude of the Filipino, because most Filipinos, they're humble, they're gracious. They would never think like that, but this new generation, yeah. So every now and then, you got to give her a wake-up call, maybe withhold the money you sending to her. Remind her, hey, look, if you think that there's another man out there for you, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you, this is boots on the ground experience. Okay, I'm going to give you the nitty gritty, and some people can't handle it. She comes a dime a dozen. There's 100, and I told him that. I said, there's 100 women like her waiting in line over here for you, okay? She can only expect you, okay? She'll be very, very lucky if there is two men that will come over here, because, see, I salute the guys like me. I call us regular Joes, not them Joe pretenders. Because you got guys online, and I'm not knocking you, but they swoon, they have these girls swooning, they tell them everything they want to hear, but they never come over here. See, they never make that ultimate sacrifice that the real Joe makes. See, she doesn't know what she's talking about. See, there's only a very tiny percentage of us that actually come over here. Yeah, we spend that money and buy that ticket. Yeah, we make that just arduous 18-hour flight. In my case, I mean, it's a bitch, excuse my language, and it will kick your behind. Then come over here, meet the family, climb up the mountain to meet the family, and we go through all of that, man. I salute us for doing all of that. So when some woman over here who don't have a pot to piss in, really, should be thankful for a real Joe that comes over here and wants to help change her life. When they start talking like that, man, you got to remind her, look, you come a dime a dozen, little girl. If you think, okay, because I'm going to tell you something from experience. There's women on those dating sites that have been on there for years, trying to find a foreigner to come over here and sweep them off their feet and onto a better life. But it just don't happen. See, it don't happen. There's so very few of us real Joes, See, not the Joe pretenders. See, those are the ones that get us in trouble. But that's what I told him. Give her a wake-up call every now and then. It's not, trying to be petty. It's not trying to be mean. You let her know, I'm the catch here. Not you. You can go on back to doing what you were doing before I met you. If that's the case, But, that's enough for that. But, it just kind of made me, I was sad at first because it's a sad story, man. Throwing him under the bus. Well, maybe you ought to pull under that bus with you and see how she likes it. Okay, that's a fact. Hank in the house yet? I don't know, Ingram. I haven't. Okay, let me answer a few questions, y'all, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I just wanted to. I just say that, man, because, sometimes we forget, y'all. Okay, he says, Demetrius Boyd, never send a woman money if you have never met her. And then he says, which is, I can agree with that already. And then he says, and even if you do know her, you still shouldn't do it. You are not the only guy she's asking. Well, man, he's so true about that, guys. And I was telling another guy, I received the actual email, and this guy's become my friend. And he said, yeah, Calvin, I sent her $40. She had such a sad story and blah, blah, blah. I said, look, they all got sad stories. They all pull over here. I said, so, don't let that be the reason you sending these women money, especially the ones that you've never met before. I said, some women make this a career. Hey, Christopher Wolfgang, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. They'll get 40 from you, 10 from John, 15 from Joe, 5 from Jim. And pretty soon, they've got 2 or 3 months, pay. And yeah, that's what they do. They fish. Because, see, Americans especially, I can only speak for Americans, see, we're kind-hearted. Y'all got to understand something, guys. We are a hustle to certain people over here. Not all of them, but to a certain percentage of people over here. We are getting online and chatting with you and asking you for money. That's a hustle. Because they know you're going to eventually send them some money. Because in your mind, $20 is nothing, but I just told the guy that 1,000 pesos goes a long way over here. $20 goes a long way over here. But in your American thinking, Western thinking, oh, it's no big deal. Well, you let her get 5 of you sending her 1,000 pesos a day. Hell, she's living. No wonder she's got this fancy motorcycle over here, a car. Yeah, every time I go and send myself money to this lawyer, man, let me be honest with you. There's a young girl over there getting $15,000, $20,000 pesos from y'all. Y'all sending it to her. How do I know? Because I can see the look in her eyes. She's so happy. She don't believe it. See? She can't believe that somebody sent her that free money like that. And I mean, they go straight across the street to Gasano Mall and spend it up probably in one day. Okay? Hey, Ross, shout out to Western Canada, man. Thank you so much. Let me see what this guy's saying. And I apologize, like I said. He said, you once said you'd also be surprised at how little she can eat. Don't make fun of somebody. Wait. Let's see. Okay, how little she can. Don't make up somebody if you see them wearing a pair of shoes 4 sizes too big. I'm in the Philippines. We are the prize. Yeah, that's exactly right. But when you come over here, you're going to see stuff like that. And they tried to call me. I'm sorry. And whenever that happens, it cuts me completely off. But thank you, Christopher Wolfgang, for that Snapchat. He says, laugh out loud. I trained a couple while I was in Korea. I told the Filipinos they were hustling backwards. Yeah, but you're going to see stuff over here like that. You'll go to the grocery store or the department store, and the salesperson, sales lady or salesman is going to have a pair of shoes on 2 or 3 sizes too big, man. And when you look at it, it's going to be so hilarious. But you got to do whatever you can do not to laugh, because I always tell you, see, the good guys, we never forget where we are. We're in the Philippines, man. And, no matter what you see on YouTube and Facebook and all this glittery, shiny stuff, man, let me tell you something, man. It's a tough going over here for a lot of people. And they're good people, and they're just doing the best they can, But, yeah, you're going to see stuff like that. You may see a woman dressed up, and she's got runs in her stockings, But you try not to stare, because they really, are doing the best they can under some trying circumstances, man. He says, okay, here's, this guy says, he said, trust but verify. Not all of them are scammers, but some of them are. It's about survival. And he's right. See, I'm just talking about a small, tiny percentage. And I always say it over and over. Most Filipinos would never ask you for 1 peso. They're too proud. They wouldn't do it. But the new game now is they'll talk about their circumstances to make you feel sorry for them, and then they will make you send them money. But most Filipinos, they would never ask you for money or their family. That's just my boots on the ground experience. I've been over almost 12 years. I've dealt with 3 families over here, man. They never asked me for not 1 peso, man. It's just a knock that, it's just a fake knock that, hey, Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat. He says this, he says, I married a Filipina and divorced. Filipino only want foreigner for a better life. Filipino men are good also. No Filipino grows up hoping I'll marry a 60-year-old man when they turn 18. It's a trade-off. Don't be stupid, men. He's exactly right, and that's what I say all the time, guys. But it's not a fair exchange. They're getting more out of the situation than we are. Much more. See? But I'm only talking about the small percentage of them that go online, that place themselves in your path so you can find them. They intentionally do it. See? He's exactly right. Those are the ones that's online. They've already made up in their mind. They say, look, I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to be a seaman. I don't want to be an OFW. My way to get off of this island is to marry a foreigner. That's why they go online. They're not looking for love, guys. If they were looking for love, there's so many beautiful, guapo Filipino men over here that's available for them if that's what they want, all right? They're looking for a better way of life, and you're their ticket out of here. Okay, so they say fair exchange is no robbery, but it's not a fair exchange. You can make it a fair exchange by not giving away your power so quick, not giving away the visa, not giving away the better life so quick. Try to find a balance in there. Make sure, you can, like somebody said last live, kick the tires a little bit. Take it around the block a little while, man. Hey, Brian from UK. But he's exactly right. Most Filipinos over here, they go to bed at night dreaming of a Filipino man. Coco Martin, Daniel Padilla, those type of guys, man, it's not us. But you got some who made it up in their mind. Hey, I'm going to Mary, I want a better life, and that's the only way I'm doing it. I don't want to be a nurse and all the other things, okay? But they're on the land for a reason. It's a small percentage of them. Now, if you really want to meet somebody, you know, and put your self to the test, then come over here and catch them when they're not looking. Just come on over here. But we like easy. See, it's easy to get them on land. You know, you think you're picking the Filipina. No, she's picking you. The roles have been changed, man. Some genius has flipped the script. I did a whole video on it. You go on there and you looking through those profiles thinking that you're picking. No, she's choosing you because when you pick on the profile, she's looking at you and about 20 other men. And she's going to size you up for the best deal, guys. You know, and whichever's the best deal is the one she's choosing. Whichever one she thinks that more likely is going to come over here and sweep her off her feet and sweep her off to a new way of life. Because remember, there's a lot of Joe pretenders on these sites, guys. It's very few real Joes like me, like us, you know, the ones who come over here and rescue these women, man. The ones who want to be rescued. You know, a lot of, you know, you only talking about a small percentage. Most Filipinos, man, they're happy here. This is their country. They love it here. You know, they don't want to go to America or France and all that like that, but a small percentage do. And those are the ones that put themselves on land for you. All right? And he says, Mac White says, me and use Filipinas too. I'm sure they do. But like I said, he's not getting a whole lot out of the deal. All things being equal. If you come over here, you meet a woman online and you come over here and things work out, who do you think is getting the better deal? You or her? I think you need to take a look at that and realize what, you know, you got all the power in your hand. You're talking about a new life, man. You know, if you went to America or England and tried to give a woman a new life, what it would cost you. See, that's what we have to realize. That visa you got in your hand, that new life you're giving this woman, that's equating to like $1 million of what you would have to do in America over there, man. You know, I'm just trying to tell you, you know, to be honest with you so you will know the type of power you hold when you come over here. All right, if you made up in your mind you're going to come over here and you want to meet one of these young women, you want to marry and take her back, then, you know, do your due diligence, do your research, know what you're getting into. That's why I came online, to kind of give you, kind of open your eyes a little bit. Don't be stupid like me. I just flew over here. I didn't know if I was flying into Abu Sayyaf territory or not. I just got on a plane and flew over here. I didn't know if Filipinos loved Americans or not. I didn't know if they accepted black people or not. I knew none of that. I got on a plane and came over here, and guess what? Check the box on all of it, man. I was safe. They love people over here and they love black people over here, but I was just lucky. Okay, Christopher Wolfgang says this. He says, I sat on a plane in Japan beside a 72-year-old married to a 30-year-old Filipino. 15 years, this stupid thing. He says, 15 hours of looking at photos. He understood the game he was playing. Exactly. You know, and that's what I try to let you guys in on, you know, the inside secrets. You know, as long as you're okay with the game you're playing, it makes it a lot better when you get over here, the pay for play. You know, just know that when you come over and this little beautiful woman's waiting for you at the airport, man, it's not because you're somebody special. Know that she's looking at you for a better way of life, even if it's over here in the Philippines. It's not for you. So if she's going to get what she's going to get out of you, make sure that you get out of her what you want to get out of her. Put it up front. Let her know what you expect. You got expectations too, not just her. We're too easy on these women, guys. We give them a pass, but they vet us to the max. She's vetting you when she says, oh, are you going to buy the ticket and come over? Imagine that. Imagine what you have to do to meet her. She can't come over here she can't come to America. Guys, you got the power. Start using it. But most of us, we don't do that. We give it away the minute we get off the plane. We got, like I like to call that hot pants syndrome. Man, we get off the plane, we ready to just take off our pants and jump into bed with the woman. And, you know, we've given our power away. Then, next thing you know, we signing over everything on the way back. We're going to give this woman the visa, the new way of life. Then when it don't work out, we're going to blame the Filipina. No, don't blame her, blame you, because you didn't do your due diligence. You don't even know the woman you giving this new life to. You know, take your time. Come over here a few times before you decide to do something like that. You can't look at these women online and decide, oh, yeah, this is the one for me. No, you can't do it. I'm sorry. I've been over so many times. I've made 25 trips over here, man. You know. But what happens is a lot of people don't want to hear the reality. You know, they bring their Western thinking over here. They think, oh, look at me. I'm 45. I'm in great shape. I look good. I got a good job. She wants me. No, she don't want you for that if you met her online. You know, she don't care what you look like. See, Filipinos, they don't care. They just want a new man. They don't care what you look like. They're going to judge you by your character anyway. They don't care what you look like. And, you know, and remember, that's just a small percentage, not all of them. And he says, wait, I like this argument here, but he's wrong about this. He says women are the same everywhere in the world and the Philippines is the same. No, that's not true. It's absolutely not true. And I hate, you know, women are women. Hey, and thank you to Bansi for that super chat. No. You're dealing with a unicorn over here, see. A lot of women everywhere else, they're not going to be as open and upfront as the Filipina is. See, what people don't understand, this girlfriend experience that you get when you come over here, it's really unique to the Filipina. I'm saying, I ain't talking about over in Thailand. I ain't talking about that you pay for. I'm saying when you get off that plane, you're going to get the girlfriend experience. That's the red flag right there. Because Filipinos are very conservative. They would never do that for a Filipino man over here. See, so when you get off the plane and they jumping through hoops, turning flips for you, doing everything, anything, everywhere for you, that's your first red flag. But of course, we conveniently ignore that red flag. Not only is that a red flag, those are flashing red lights. And I'm telling you guys now, this is a slow, methodical society, guys. Let's be honest about it. When you get here, that's what's going to drive you crazier than anything. How slow and methodical and everything it is. They'll count your money 2 or 3 times when you go through the grocery store. They're going to look at it like they do in America. But they look at every, bill that you give them, and it's you stand in line everywhere, and it's the same with dating, man. So but yeah, Michael Vinay, he says women around the world, they want security, and I agree with that. He's exactly right. But this is a script over here. When you meet a Filipino online on the dating site, it's a script, guys, and they all play it. I played it so many times, that's how I know it's a script. They all act the same way as if you've had an established relationship for years. That y'all been knowing each other for years, and yet you haven't. You may only know, man, I knew my son's wife for 2 weeks. Because I told you, I'm not for those long distance relationships. One of the mistakes we make is we chat these women too long online. By the time because I'm telling you, remember, it's first come, first serve over here, guys. Okay, all right, I'm going to tell you that now. So while you spending all that money, sending it over here to that girl, is some real Joe who's going to make it over here 2 weeks before you. And all that money and all that help you sent this woman, it's going to go out the window because he's going to get her. How do I know? I got one laying right here behind me. She told me that. See, she was already dating with 2, but I knew it anyway. But she's the first one that was honest with me about it. See? Let me see. Yeah, well, I don't knock other vloggers, because I'm going to tell you something, they said he's a Filipino P um, follower. Okay, Andy G, I'm gonna share my email. Let me address this real quick. I don't knock any other vloggers because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of us, we make this look easy, but it's not. And I would welcome you to try it. Creating content consistently, holding an audience, the time that it takes to produce these videos and stuff, man, it's not easy. So I would never knock anybody. And it's hard. YouTube has made it extremely hard for you to even make 1 peso on these channels. Okay. And I'm glad because see, there's so many different, what do you call it? Voices out here now that you're going to get all type of information that's going to help you, all different type of viewpoints. See, it's really a melting pot. But when I came over in 2009, none of this was available, man. I was on the chat room. Yeah, and if I would got any other answer, the lady, they asked her, the question was, of all the questions, they said, does Filipinos like black men? And if her question, hey, RP Supreme, yay, he sent me, thank you for that super chat. And they asked her, did Filipinos like black men? Now, if it would have been any other answer than what she gave, I wouldn't be sitting here. She said, yeah, we like black men. We like all men, as long as they treat us good. See, that's all I need to hear. Okay. But as far as, knocking another vlog, I won't do it. I don't care what kind of content they have. If they have followers, obviously, they're putting out content that people enjoy. But it's not easy, guys. This is not easy. I didn't know how hard it was, really, to be honest with you. But I just enjoy doing it. I like meeting people. I'm an insurance agent, so I don't have a problem talking to people. And, I'm just sharing my boots on the ground experience. I tell you that over and over, man, to help your trip here be more enjoyable and more safer. I'm not trying to be some kind of know-it-all and with all these statistics and stuff like that. I'm just telling you, look, man, when you get off the plane in Manila or Cebu, go ahead and exchange your money right there. All right, because it's going to save you time, number one, and it may save you from getting robbed. Because right there, those are legitimate money changers in that airport, man. People always like, oh, but you're going to lose out on blah, 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 coming out here and on the street. And yeah, but you're going to be susceptible to so many scams, man. Counterfeit money, that money shuffling that they're doing now. Go ahead and do it, man. You're going to get a fraction of a peso per dollar that you're going to lose at that airport, but you're going to gain the peace of mind knowing this is real money. I got armed guards all around me. I can now take my money, put it in my locked luggage, and go on about my business. See, because you don't realize that the minute you leave that airport, all eyes is on you. You the Tupac of the Philippines. All eyes is going to be on you every day, every minute that you here. See? That's why I'm trying to tell you, that's the kind of information I want to give you. I want to give you information like, look, guys, those women online, they're dealing with 3 or 4 guys. Why? Because they know that only one of y'all is coming over here. See? So she tells y'all all the same thing because she doesn't know which one is coming. I like to give y'all information like that, like save your money. Don't send it to them because you're going to need it when you get over here. Hey, thanks, Hank, man. That's my partner from Maryland, man. Hey, is Baltimore winning, man? Is that game on yet? Thanks for that super chat, brother. I just like to give you boots on the ground information like, hey, when you come over here, you look for a house, apartment to rent, they're not going to check. There's no vetting you. If you got the money, you pay 1 month rent, 1 month deposit. Don't fall into that if they ask you for 2 months rent or 2 months deposit. Don't do it. Look for you another place because it's hard getting your deposit back over here. I just lost 7,000 pesos, but I didn't care. I wanted to get away from that house I was renting so fast, I didn't care. She can have that 7,000 pesos. It's going to cost her more than me. Hey, thanks, Kevin Harris. He said it's 3-0. But I just want to give you the boots on the ground experience, stuff that I didn't have, stuff that I tell you, you want to find out something about a Filipina, then you go around her family, you go around her friends, they're going to tell you everything. You don't have to ask about it. See, you can vet her that way. Yeah, take them to the doctor, okay? And if you want to go to the doctor and get a checkup with her to make her feel more comfortable, then go ahead and do it. It's only going to cost you anywhere from $6 to $10 to do it. But it'll give you a peace of mind, because I'm going to tell you, they're playing games over here, guys. They're pregnant when you get over here. You don't even know it. Yeah, they're dealing with 2 and 3 other men. So, just to keep everything, we got to look after our best interest. I say this every week, and I'm going to say it every week. Hey, thank you so much, Arvel Hedrick. Thank you for your super chat. Here's what he says. He says, it's a long game. That's right. Take the time to come to the Philippines and work a humanitarian mission. It would change your whole perspective. Absolutely. And, he took the words out of my mouth, the next thing I was going to say. Come over here on a vacation. The mistake I made. See, right before I came to the Philippines in 2009, 2 months before, I went to Cancun. But guess what? I didn't go over there to meet a woman. I wasn't online on some dating site. Look, I went over there for 10 wonderful days, had a very good time. Do the same thing when you come to the Philippines. Who told you to get online anyway? And that's the question I always ask guys, but they never give me an answer. Why are you online anyway? What makes you think that's the best way to meet a woman over here anyway? Who told you that? Hey, Corman FMF, thanks for that super chat. But people don't want to answer that question, because it's the blind leading the blind. Just because you see a lot of people doing it, your mother told you this, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, okay? Just because your homeboy met some girl online don't mean it's the right thing for you to do, or everybody you see in that Facebook group that you belong to met their girl online. That don't mean it's the right thing to do. Hey, Andy G, my email, he wants to know my email. It's Cal Roach, CalRoach 1 @gmail.com. Hey, Mabuhay to Jerry. If they all jump off a cliff, are you going to jump off the cliff too? That's what my mother used to always tell me. I'm, giving you a suggestion of coming over here, man. It's just as easy to meet a woman over here than it is online. Why? Because Filipinos are easy? No, it's their culture. They're very kind. They're very humble. They're very gracious. They don't have the big head like a nice-looking woman does in your home country. In your hometown. If you approach them in the right way, in the right manner, they're going to give you a conversation, whether they're interested or not. But if you do that enough times, just like you do online, the first woman you contact doesn't contact you back. You have to stay online and wait because, it's a big different time difference, man. It's going to be the same thing over here. By the time you meet 4 or 5, 6 women, you're going to meet a good one, man. It's going to be interested. It's going to be the woman of your choice. You're going to choose her. When you're online, look, she's choosing you. If you don't hear nothing else I'm saying, you're not choosing her. She's choosing you. They flip the script online. These people are rich with these dating sites, man. They're geniuses. They made you think that the woman over here living in a 15 square foot kubo with a dirt floor eating rice and vegetables every day is a catch. No, you're the damn catch, stupid. Wake up. And I'm not talking about all Filipinos. I'm just saying the ones that put themselves in front of you so you can catch them. They do it intentionally. They're not looking for love, guys. I say this over and over because I want you to get it in your mind. You're the catch, guys, not her. If you don't ever say anything to her, nobody's going to bother her. She's going to stay up there in the province or stay over there in the city. Don't you know, man, that you're rescuing her from a sure life of misery? Some of these women live a miserable, miserable life over here, and they will do anything it takes to get you. I'm telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. This isn't something I'm making up. When you come over and rescue these women, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. You got so much power in your hands, man, that you have to use it. You have to understand it. Not to treat them bad, not to take advantage of them, but just to level the playing field. She's already winning right now. With our mindset, she's winning. We're losing. See? Just take your time, like Arvo said. Come over here on vacation, meet somebody, meet their family, take your time, man. You know, if I had a cure for that hot pants syndrome, because that's what causes us problems, man. Leads to divorce, leads to heartbreak, leads to people losing their money. Man, we get off the plane, we dropping our pants, dropping our drawers, jumping in bed with these women. We don't know if they got hepatitis, tuberculosis, AIDS. We don't know if they're pregnant already. We're stupid, man. Quit being stupid. You don't be stupid in your home country. Some of the guys that chat with me, man, they're university administrators. Yeah, they're business owners. They're supervisors on their job. They've retired from the military, responsibly from Ford and different places like that. But then when they come over here, they lose their damn mind. The common sense that took them so far, that made them success at home, they throw it out the airplane window, you know, and let these little women that's here run circles around them. You can't do that because they suffer from hot pants syndrome, you know. Man, wear a belt when you get over here and pull it a notch tighter, man. You know, have some kind of control when you get over here, man. I'm gonna tell you, patience is everything in the Philippines. You're gonna need it. It's like gold over here, and that's with everything. That's with sex. That's with relationships. When you go to the grocery store, you're gonna need it all, man. You're gonna need that patience. And the guys the successful expats I see over here is the ones with patience, the ones you see with these, because I'm going to tell you, it's another level of women over here. I tell y'all about that. Not the ones online. When you get over here, man, you see some of these men over here, man, the women are just drop dead gorgeous. You be like, damn, what website did you meet her from? You like, man, I met her over here. I ain't meet her on no website. And that's what's going to happen. Hey, thanks, Retired 2019. Thanks for that super chat. He says, I am the prize. You're exactly right. If you're going to play this game, you got to understand it. Because it's a game over here, you know, unless you come over here and just, you know, enjoy the country, the beautiful weather, the beautiful beaches, the welcoming, warm people, man, you know. Let the woman be the consequence. Otherwise, man, if you online right now, it's a script, man. I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to play out. She's going to tell you everything you want to hear. Yeah, she's going to meet you at the airport. You're going to go to the hotel. It's going to be some freaky deaky stuff all night, okay? But then she's got her hooks in you now. She's not going to leave. You know, you stuck with her, and that's it. You know, put a fork in you, you're done. That's the script, online script. And it does that every time. I don't care how many times you come over here. I don't care how many different websites you go on. It's the same script, guys. And every now and then you'll meet the family. You'll take them to the beach. You'll buy a lechon and blah, blah, blah. You're going to buy her all her underwear, bras, you know, new slippers and stuff like that. And that's just the bottom line, man. That's the script. But if you come over here by yourself, with that same successful attitude that has carried you this far, that's made you the success in your home country that you are, man, the sky's the limit over here. You know, if I could do it all over again, I would have never met a woman. I would have did the same thing in the Philippines as I did in Cancun. I'd have just came over here, and man, you would have a much better time, because she's going to stress you from the minute you get off the plane. She's not going anywhere. She's going to make your vacation stressful. It's going to be stressful. You think it's going to be nice, it's going to be good. No, she's going to dictate everywhere you go and everything you do. Imagine I came over here, okay, 18 hours. I spent $2,500 my first time because I didn't know any better. I used a travel agency. $2,500 US to come to the Philippines. Remember, it was only for a week. I had to extend for a week. That was money on myself. That was for the plane ticket and the hotel. And don't you know I never left Mactan? I never left Mactan. I went over to Cebu, which is across the bridge, met her family, came back to Mactan. The whole 2 weeks I was here. Stupid. And guys do it all the time, because guess what? They meet that girl online, they fall head over heels for her, and then she controls your every movement. So, you know, use your common sense. Let's see what Michael Dowdy says. I hope this is really a legitimate question. I don't know what he's saying. He says, "What's up, hillbilly? I'm from Tazewell County on the Virginia side." Hey, what's up, Michael Dowdy? Yeah, you think us country boys from Kentucky is hillbillies? I'm gonna tell you something, man. I was in the Navy, and some of the most sharpest knives in the block are from Kentucky, especially Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm not bragging. You talking about gambling, man, I should shoot dice. And the slickest guys from New York, Chicago, Philly, I had them in my pocket. Yeah, come payday, yeah, I had that little slip of paper, plus 100, plus 60. You know how we do in the Navy on the ship? Yeah, see, so, hey, thank you, Rodney Hooks. He says this. He says, my homeboy thought he had a good one until he showed up 2 days early and found out she had another guy at the house. Absolutely. And see, that's why I say, come over and catch them when they're not looking. See, don't make any promises. All right? Just come on over here, guys. But yeah, so you can call me a hillbilly. I take that as a compliment because I'm going to tell you something. I've been around the world. I was in the United States Navy for 4 years. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I met some of the slickest guys, like I said, from L.A., out there in California, even Puerto Rico, man. Puerto Ricans are slick. New York, Philly, Chicago, man. But the most slickest on the USS John F. Kennedy CV-67 aircraft carrier was from Louisville, Kentucky, or from North Carolina, yeah, or somewhere like that, because we only look like we country, man. But I tell you what, we got a little city slick in us. Hey, thanks, retired 2019. He says I'm a good guy, man. We're all good guys, man. I belong to. I know Michael Dowdy. I'm just joking with you, man. I'm not. You just gave me a chance to say that. What's your U.S. Navy rate? I was a cook, but I never cooked because I was so good with numbers. So I worked cargo. If you ever been on an aircraft carrier, you know what cargo is. Every so often, man, we just get excuse my language, a shitload of supplies for that ship. You got to realize if 6,000 men, it was a change of men every day. You see somebody new, and to feed, to clothe, and everything else, 6,000 people. It took a lot, man. And I would do that. I was in charge of 13 storerooms, see? And that's another thing. See, I had all the hookups because, hey, when we went to Rio de Janeiro, we had to cross the equator, and man, it's hot. But see, I had the storeroom to the Cokes, the Sprites, and the Pepsis, see? And I don't care who you was. You had to come through me to get it. So I had everything that an E7 had, and at that time I was an E3. You know them fancy boots that those chiefs wear in the Navy? They don't have any strings on them. You pull them up, and they got the little elastic on the side. Yeah, I had them as an E3. I had it all, man. I went to the front of the line, get my hair cut, laundry, of course, when I ate, everything, man, because I had the hookup, man. Everybody else, the rest of the ship may have ran out of milk, but I always had 4 or 5 containers down in the storeroom that I saved for my special people, man. It was just how it was, man. But I really enjoyed my time on that ship. Man, we did a med cruise. We did workups. We went to London, England, Portsmouth, England. Then on the med cruise, on our way, we went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was over there when the Marines ended up getting blown up in Beirut. So we left there. We steamed took us 2 weeks to go from Rio de Janeiro to right off the coast of Beirut, and we bombed the hell out of that. And I told you last time, Robert Goodman, the one that got shot down, the black pilot that got shot down, him and his co-pilot, they killed the co-pilot, but they captured him and Jesse Jackson went over. I used to see him every day, but once that happened, I never saw him again. But he was on the ship. I don't know what they did, if he went through some type of, what they call it when they debrief you or something, but I never saw him anymore. But I want to thank y'all for stopping by again, man. Remember, this is Sunday. This is the day I go to the grocery store. And I usually try to stay on here about an hour just to give y'all a chance to get to know me, man. I'm just a regular guy, who had the courage, remember, because I always give a shout out to the real Joes, because we're courageous, man. We're the ones who spend the money. We make the sacrifices. We come over here, man, and we throw caution to the wind, man. We looking for a new way to live. We want we live life on our terms, okay? And I shout you out, man. I salute you. I'm trying to convert some of you Joe pretenders to come on over here and get with the program. Because expats, man, we're adventurous, man. Guys is over here, man. I tip my hat to them. I don't get it. I value every last one of them that I see over here. Even the other guys. Remember the video I did on the other guy? Even them, man, because I know the sacrifices, man. People have been emailing me lately. They've been depressed. They've been homesick. And that's something that we constantly fight, man. But like I said, my desire to be here greatly outweighs my desire to be at home. So pretty soon, it'll pass, man, and, especially during the pandemic. Once this pandemic's over with, and hell, you can jump on a plane and go anywhere for about $40 or $50, $70, man. I'm telling you, man, it's like really like living a dream, man, really, So I encourage you to come on over, man. Give it a chance. Okay, so what? If you fail, you can always go back home. But more than likely, man, if you got that doggedness in you, man, that, I ain't going to leave until, there's no plan B. See, I didn't have a plan B. I'm not going to quit until I win type of attitude, man. Man, you're going to have the time of your life over here. Everything is possible in the Philippines within reason. Because these people leave you alone. They let you enjoy the country to your heart's content. As long as you don't disrespect the children, the women, and the culture. The Philippines can be your oyster, man. I'm living it. I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you, man. Yeah, I'm bogged down right now because of this pandemic, man. But without the pandemic, man, go on my channel, some of them old videos I made, man. You'll see, man. I was all over this place, man. Living my best life. For little or nothing, stress-free with a beautiful woman, whichever woman it was, a beautiful woman beside me at all times, man, living life on my terms. So thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for your super chats, your kindness, your generosity, your support of Sunshine Shoulders. If you're in America, it's getting late. I know y'all watching them games, man. When at halftime you go out to get some beer, some weed, something else to eat. You see somebody out in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink. Give them a couple of dollars, man. They already talking about that $1,400 already, man. Hell, Joe Biden ain't even got sworn in yet. Come on, man. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. We need help now. If you're in the Philippines, hell, it's about 10:30, almost 11 o'clock. Flood, they had a big flooding over here yesterday, man. People suffer. I'm going to be out helping people today, man. We need each other, man. 10 million jobs wiped out over here, okay? Hey, Leonard Lund, he says, can I give him the information about the SRRV? Just Google it, man. Trust me. And I'm not, throwing you to the side. It's really there. It's real simple. Just Google that. But it's important that we help each other because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Okay? Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time. Shout out to Sweden, Amsterdam, China, the United States, LA, Hawaii, to my friends in Canada. What else I'm missing? Ireland, yeah, guys sent me some from Ireland, Finland, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Idaho, take care. Maryland, well, there was Oregon, Chicago, yeah. Give it a roll call, but y'all be careful, man. I'll see y'all next week.